the World Book of Records, Guinness Book of Records on a pillow fight, and I mean they draw. They draw pretty well as it is, but that was a wild, wacky promotion. And you actually covered that one as well. Have you had? What are some of the wildest promotions that you've seen that you just shake your head and you go, I can't believe they're actually doing this?
In terms of the ones I've seen, that's one of the unfortunate things about my job is I definitely do get to travel around and see games here and there, but I haven't really been able to set it up where I can necessarily coordinate my work schedule with the most ideal promotion going on throughout the country. So a lot of the ones I've liked the most aren't necessarily the ones I've attended, which is unfortunate. And my ideal job would be somehow looking at a promotional schedule for all of minor league baseball in April, and then creating a 5-month road trip where I hit all the best promotions. So, but that's ideal, and I know very few people have their ideal situation. So in terms of ones I've seen, the very first promotion that I actually went to go see and cover, just from the promotion end, it's a very well-known promotion, gets a lot of coverage every year, but Altoona Curve, and they do the Awful Night every year. Have you been familiar with that one at all?
I'm sorry, which one?
Awful Night?
Awful Night. No, I'm not familiar with that.
That is a Altoona Curve specialty. They do it every year, and it's very, very absurd, but basically, usually the goal of the game is to make the stadium as fun a place as possible, highlight the positives, and every year for Awful Night, the Altoona Curve do just the opposite of that. They'll, post failure averages instead of batting average. They'll offer Spam at the concession stands instead of a hot dog.
Nice.
They'll play, whatever horrible, bubblegum pop music between innings. They'll have a shirtless man, sing the 7th inning stretch in falsetto, kind of like that. And I'm really attracted to that kind of anything goes, absurdist comedy angle that you find in minor league ballparks on a regular basis. Every game is like a show for these teams. They don't have any control over the product on the field. I mean, obviously that's all decided by the major league organization. So all they can do is build up a fun atmosphere around that. And when you got 70 home dates a year, you got to get creative. You got to think of things that are, a little funny sometimes, a little absurd, and sometimes just things that, keep the morale of the staff going, keep people happy, and you just see a lot of really goofy stuff. So, I'd focus on something like Awful Night, not necessarily because it's the best, but I do think it's a good illustration of the kind of thing you'll see in the minor leagues that you won't see anywhere else.
Well, we got a couple interactive things going on. A couple of chat rooms, people who are interested in hearing what you have to say. We have one gentleman who I guess said he was at a promotion in Fort Wayne where, and maybe you heard of this one, where after the game they brought the players back out to have a home run derby, and whoever won the home run derby actually won a car. Now, in a major league standpoint, who would care? But I guess from a minor league standpoint, if you're going to win a car, you want to go out there and play in the home run derby. Here's stuff like that. Also, we have a guy from Indianapolis who says the dirtiest car gets a free car wash, and I've seen that promotion before where it's sponsored by Turtle Wax or something like that, and they'll go out and they'll find the dirtiest car and give them a free car wash. I think one of the promotions, the wackiest promotions that I've heard that got a lot of press, and I'm sure you were familiar with this, was when Mr. Vec down there in Charleston decided to have the least attended game ever in minor league baseball history and didn't let anybody in. Those are the type of things that just kind of make you laugh.
Yeah, that's the real kind of extreme angle I was talking about. Almost avant-garde in, how conceptual some of these promotions are. You talked about the new cars and the car giveaways. There was one in Everett last year, the Everett Aqua Sox. For whatever reason, their longtime team trainer decided to give away his car during the last game of the season, and they buried the keys in the warning track and then gave fans tent stakes to dig in the warning track at the end of the game and find the keys to this trainer's car. Some kid found it, and I guess he's got a car waiting for him now. And
that's wacky.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Charleston thing. Every year, the Lake Elsinore Storm in the California League, they have a promotion called Nothing Night, which is literally nothing. They don't charge admissions. They don't open the concession stands. They don't have a PA announcer. It's just the baseball game, and that's it. And it's pretty crazy that a team will take that risk and do that. But one, it gets attention, and two, it just conveys the message to people that these teams will pretty much do anything, and you never know what you're going to expect.
Now, we do have a contributor on with us right now, Mike Napper, one of our normal contributors here at MILBradio.com. And I know Mike has had the chance to visit some minor league parks from time to time, being from the Cleveland area. Mike, did you have a question for Ben?
No, not really. Just enjoying the conversation for right now.
So, but Mike actually has gone. We sent him out to see the Lake County Captains out there. I don't think Lake County has done anything wacky. Have you heard of anything? Lake County doing anything kind of nutty, or the Toledo Mud-Ins? Anybody in the Ohio area?
Lake County, I know they gave away a funeral last year. I mean, that had actually been done before, but you got to give credit to a team that's willing to give away a funeral. And
wow.
I'm pretty sure that was Lake County. Yeah,
I love Lake County.
Yeah, you partner with a funeral home, get them to sponsor the night. I mean, it's a little morbid, but if there's one thing you can guarantee, it's that you're going to die, so you might as well get it paid for.
There you go. I mean, anything to draw people in. Now, about the minor league experience, and I'd like you to talk a little bit about that, because people don't realize, and that's the thing we try to point out here, is that going to a minor league baseball game, it is baseball. It's professional baseball. These guys are paid to play. They may not be major league caliber yet, but a lot of the guys that you do see run through the minors do. I mean, they have to eventually make it to the major leagues. That's how they get there. So just going to a game itself, I think a lot of people don't realize that when they've got these things in their backyards, these teams or these minor league clubs, that it's kind of a fun place to go and enjoy a game. And not only, the wacky promotions aside, even just a normal game with just your normal everyday promotions that you see at the major league level or at any minor league level. I mean, would you agree that it's just definitely a good environment for the most part to go and enjoy a professional game?
Oh yeah, I mean that goes without saying. And for baseball fans like ourselves, kind of ironic in a way that I've become so attached to the promotional angle, which I do love, because I love baseball enough that a team wouldn't have to do anything to get somebody like me into the door. Because that's just like you said. I mean, it's not Major League Ball, and especially at some of these lower levels, the rookie levels and Class A short season, you can tell really quickly how far these guys are from the majors. But at the same time, just to be in the minor leagues is a tremendous achievement in and of itself, and it's still a very high caliber of play, and you have the satisfaction of being able to remember a guy who hit a home run when he was in rookie ball, and remember his name, and watch him climb up the ladder, and then he makes it to the majors, and you have that satisfaction and that personal connection, as opposed to just following a major league team, and all of a sudden you're like, who's this guy? But what you might not know about this guy is he spent 8 years in the minor leagues. He worked hard every single day. He went on the 12-hour bus rides and all that thing. He lived a life, and I think when you're connected with that, you appreciate every aspect of the game a little bit more.
646-652-2960. That's the number directly to us if you have a question for Benjamin Hill from MILB.com, spending a couple minutes here with us here at MILBradio.com. One of the things that I did also want to get into with you tonight is the economy and the makeup of the minors. You wrote a story a couple days ago, maybe it was last week, specifically addressing this issue about how the economy may have play a role with these minor league baseball clubs. And we discussed this actually from time to time in the last couple of weeks on this show. How do you think the economy is going to affect minor league baseball? You think they're going to see either an upswing because people aren't going to be able to afford to go see major league clubs anymore, or are they going to just be like everything else and any other entertainment industry and see a downturn to a certain extent?
It's really tough to predict, but I think, it's a line that can be attributed to Pat O'Connor, the president of minor league baseball. But he has said often that minor league baseball is recession resistant, and I think that's the way to put it. It's not to say it's foolproof, but baseball, given its role in the communities, given how ingrained it is just in the American life, and on the minor league end, how cheap it is. You can get into these games for $5, $7, $8, drink specials, food specials, giveaways. People, even in tough times, always want to spend money on entertainment. They're still going to find a way to go out and get out of the house. I mean, that's